Every autumn, the carnival filled the air with laughter, the scent of caramel apples, and the sound of jubilant screams on roller coasters. Every autumn, the carnival filled the air with laughter, the scent of caramel apples, and the sound of jubilant screams on roller coasters. But this year was different. The bright colors faded, the lights flickered ominously, and the air was thick with unease. Samantha, a high school junior, had attended every carnival with her friends since childhood. But legends whispered about the strange disappearances of some carnival mascots, particularly after they stopped being popular. Samantha had heard stories of those characters roaming the fairgrounds long after the festivities had ended, only, no one returned to tell the tale. Tonight, she felt a chill in the October air, but she brushed it off, eager to escape her mundane life for a night of thrills. The carnival loomed ahead, decorated with the unsettling grin of clowns, oversized candy props, and moody, silhouetted rides impatiently waiting for visitors. Samantha met her friends, Jess, Mike, and Danny, near the entrance, their faces lit with excitement. As they entered, a purple haze enveloped them, distorted sounds and shadowy figures flickered in their peripheral vision. "Let's hit the Ferris wheel," cheered Mike, a thrill-seeker at heart. "I want to feel that rush." As they stepped into a carriage, Samantha's eyes skittered across the grounds. Something felt off. Nearby, a mascot resembling a cartoonish bear loomed, its wide eyes seemingly staring right at her. She squinted as it waved slowly to the crowd. The bear, usually jovial and friendly, exhibited a menacing demeanor, as if the light from the nearby lampposts wasn't warming its frame. "Don't be a chicken, Sam," Jess teased, nudging her. "Maybe the bear just wants a hug." "Yeah, right. That's one bear I wouldn't advise hugging," she muttered. The group laughed, dismissing her uneasy feeling. Their carefree spirits faded with every ride, painting their night with terror. Everywhere they turned, Samantha saw more mascots lurking behind stalls, too lifelike, too still. A clown with a painted grin stood against the game booth, its eyes piercing through layers of paint, dripping ghastly black streaks down its cheeks. With every chuckle from a ride and every scream from the haunted house, Samantha's anxiety clawed at her. "Hey, let's go to the funhouse," Danny shouted, pulling them towards the ominous mirrored maze. Inside, the mirrors warped their reflections. Their laughter echoed, distorting into sinister snarls. Samantha caught glimpses of things moving behind her, shadows slipping too quickly to follow. The laughter died as they entered a narrow hallway filled with distorted images of themselves, each more grotesque than the last. "Guys, I don't like this," Samantha whispered, a knot tightening in her stomach. Before they could turn back, the lights flickered violently. A low rumble echoed through the funhouse. The mascots they passed eyed them, expressions shifting from cheerful to menacing. Suddenly, the effigy of a grinning clown lunged forward, a jaw unhinged with a gaping maw. "Run!" Samantha screamed, bolting past her friends. They scrambled through the maze, chaos looming behind them as wild laughter rang through the air. The characters, once beloved figures of childhood, were prowling like hunters, snarls escaping their painted lips, twisted smiles taunting their prey. They clawed at the walls, the mirrors shattering into a rain of jagged shards, further closing them in. "Split up," Mike shouted, trying to navigate the endless mirrors. Samantha's heart raced as she sprinted down a hallway and out into the night, gasping for breath. The sounds of laughter were replaced by something sinister, echoing like a death knell. She spun around, hands trembling, only to find herself back near the entrance of the carnival, now hauntingly still. The once cheerful Ferris wheel turned with a lazy rhythm, and the stalls appeared abandoned. Fear wrapped around her throat as she caught sight of the bear marching toward her, fur bristling like it had come to devour her soul. She backed up, heart pounding, her breath short. Just as she turned to flee, the clown emerged, joining the bear as they surrounded her. Their monstrous laughter rang around her, chilling her to the bone. She was trapped. "Did you really think we'd let you leave?" the clown cooed, voice dripping with malice. Samantha's mind raced for an escape. Then she remembered. Stories said the forgotten mascots only reanimated at the carnival once crowd favorites, now discarded for new trends. She took a steadying breath and shouted, "You liked us once. We loved you. You don't have to be like this." An eerie silence followed, fingers of hope protruding through thick fear. The characters hesitated, staring at her with sidelong glances. Their features softened, the glee once etched in their faces flickering uncertainly for a moment. "Embrace your childhood," Samantha continued, her voice steady. "We were kids together." As if they heard her call, a shimmering light cut through the darkness. A flicker of nostalgia illuminated the grim night. One by one, the mascots paused, their forms wavering and disintegrating into the haze of last year's carnival. With a final burst of courage, the group reunited, running toward her. Together, they broke free from the thrumming grip of the carnival, out past the entrance. Once they were clear, the colorful lights flickered one last time before fading into nothingness. The next day, the town discovered the carnival had vanished without a trace, leaving only the ghost of forgotten laughter on the wind. For Samantha and her friends, a line had been drawn between nostalgia and nightmare, a stark reminder that some childhoods, if neglected, could twist into something dark and malevolent. As they stepped into the bright sunlight, they knew they wouldn't forget the horrors they faced that night, and that some characters are better left in the past.